folks. Welcome to Liba TV. My name is Kelvin Johnson. This is a two-part series of our special interview with the Executive Director of the Liberian Business Association in the diaspora, in presence of Mr. Jackson K. George. My name is Kelvin Johnson. Today we will be talking on a number of issues relating to the Liberian Business Association. We will first begin with its just ended second anniversary. Mr. George, welcome to Liba TV.
Thank you, Kevin.
Let's get into this interview by starting off with the just ended second anniversary of the Liberian Business Association here in the diaspora. You being the executive director of Liba and basically championing the cause of Liba. Can you tell us a little more about the just ended conference?
Thank you again. I think the just ended conference was a success. We had our second annual. We had a very young and talented Liberian American who spoke as our guest speaker, who brought home why we need to exist as Liberian businesses and why we need to partner and help our home country. So that resonated with a lot of the members. We had other organizations and other businesses outside the Liberian Business Association that attended our program, and I think we achieved what we wanted to achieve by networking, bringing home the message that Liberians need to support Liberian businesses, and Liberian entrepreneurs need to be able to network, support each other, and not forget about our homeland.
Now, I observed, I was at the conference too as well. I observed that there were a lot of other Liberian businesses, so that tells me that Liba-Usa is growing gradually, meaning that all the Liberians are coming on board. What is that one key thing you can say to those new businesses that are joining Liba and the need for them to come on board?
I think they're joining a very good organization. We are a network of business professionals that have come together to achieve one network among ourselves. We want to first identify all of the Liberian-owned businesses in the diaspora. We want to be able to share resources and collectively our collective potential. That means that we need a safety net in terms of how we can get life insurance for small business owners if something went wrong. In terms of legal services, how can we attain legal services for small businesses if you got sued by client or vendors or other people. So those are benefits that we want Liberians to have. We are looking at a lending club within the business association, wherein small businesses, like many other businesses, we have access to funding is a major obstacle for us to grow as businesses. So having a lending club within our association as a program will help stimulate, will help grow small businesses, and I think that would be something that we need, and that's why people are gravitating to the Liberian Business Association, because they see it as a magnet, and not only as a magnet, but as a group of people who are serious-minded and want to do something to achieve the results that we all want to do, have profitability, have access to finance, and moreover have Liberian support in our businesses.
Support Liberian-owned business. What is that?
Well, as you know, Liberians have always supported other nationals in terms of businesses. Because we have not have a campaign in our community and even back home where Liberians in the diaspora will support Liberian businesses in terms of Liberian-owned businesses. So take for instance, I would say Photoshop is a Liberian-owned business. They do printing, or even RockSand Media. You take photos, you do printing, you do videos. Why would Liberian leave our businesses and go out to support other nationals when that money can stay in our community, and we as businesses can support our community initiatives if something went wrong? We have a lot of Liberian nonprofit organizations. They come for support, but if they're not supporting our businesses, how can we support them give them the kind of a financial support that they need.
Mr.
So in terms, it support itself. It's a cycle that we want to get Liberians to understand that you support us and we support you. So that support Liberian-owned businesses is Liberian in the diaspora that own businesses. We want Liberians to be able to support them.
So, Liberia is at a crossroad. I mean, there is a very important election that's going on in Liberia now. Liba plays an important role. Why is it important that Liberians in Liberia support Liberian businesses and Liberian business owners and Liberians in the diaspora support Liberian businesses relative to the ongoing election in Liberia?
Well, that's a loaded question. First of all, I would say that Liba-Usa, we are a non-political organization, but whatever decision that is made in Liberia in terms of who they elect affect us in every way, shape, and form. So Liba-Usa, our goal is to first, we've made contacts with the two political parties, that the Unity Party and CDC. Our goal, we will be sending a delegation to Liberia, and I will be leading that delegation to Liberia. We will be meeting with the two leading political parties in Liberia. Our goal is to let them know that we in the diaspora, we are business people. Whoever the Liberian people will choose as their leader, we want to be able to build that relationship with them. Penetrating the Liberian market from the diaspora is one of the issues that we've faced since we've started the Liberian Business Association. We want to be able to build relationship. We want to be able to network with them. We want to be able to show them that we are ready to support the growth and development of our homeland. And so our delegation going to Liberia is to build that kind of a relationship, to let them know we have the capacity to transform the business sector in terms of how we do business and how they do business. So I think the government of Liberia need Liberians in the diaspora. There's no country in the world that have come from civil war without the diaspora community helping to develop that country. So I think if we look at the Rwanda case and we look at Kenya, how much the diaspora Kenyans and Rwandans have gone home and helped with the growth and development of their economy, I think that's something that we want to adopt and even do better in terms of how we contribute to our homeland. So our going to meet with those two political parties is to let them know that, look, we in the diaspora, we want to support our homeland economy. We want to grow our economy. We want Liberian driving the economy, but we also want it to be done in a peaceful manner. And so we are here to let you know that whoever wins the election, we want to open that corridor of communication so that we in the diaspora can heavily participate in our economic growth and development.
So as of today's day, Liba does not know who's going to be the next president of Liberia because the election is ongoing. We still have the second round to go. It is important that whoever wins, like you said, must work with the Liberian Business Association in Liberia. But there is a reason why that is important. We will take a quick break, come back, and then Jackson George will be telling us a little more about that. We'll be right back. Thank you for joining us. Welcome back. My name is Kelvin Johnson. I am here with the Honorable Jackson K. George. He's the Executive Director of the Liberian Business Association here in the diaspora. And earlier we were talking about issues concerning the Liberian Business Association and its importance. Why Liba is important to the next administration is something that Jackson George is going to be talking to us about. Mr. George, so let's get back to our earlier conversation before we took a break. Now, LIBA is very important to the next administration. Just like you said, we don't know who's going to be the next president or the next administration is going to be like. We do not know.
Mhm.
Whoever or whatever administration that comes into play, why is it important that they work with the Liberian Business Association? And I say this because if you look into your database, most of your members are all professional people. And I say this because I've seen your roster, I've seen doctors, I've seen lawyers, I've seen engineers, and so on and so forth. Why is it important that the next administration work closely with LIBA?
I think it's very important in so many different ways. If you look at Liberia right now, for the last 12 years, there has been some gains made. If you look at the healthcare area, Liberians in the diaspora, most of us in the diaspora own healthcare businesses, work in the healthcare areas. We have doctors, nurses. Now, if we focus on government not being the largest employer, if Liberians in the diaspora can focus on helping to develop our homeland, meaning that we can create businesses where we don't have businesses. So right now we got some doctors that are willing to go to Liberia. I think in January we'll be going back to Liberia to break grounds for the building of a hospital. Those are the things that LIBA is focusing on right now. How do we get Liberians to build manufacturing plant in Liberia? To hire more people. Well, we need to hire more people. So you can see that apart from direct foreign investment, apart from donation or grants from World Bank and other things, we need Liberians in the diaspora to drive that investment into our homeland. We are looking at developers. We are looking at the agricultural sector. We're looking at healthcare. We're looking at schools. We can depend on government to build all the schools for us. We need to build schools. We need to build clinics. We need to build hospitals. We need to build manufacturing plant. Packaging is a major issue in Liberia. If we started packaging product, one, will hire more people, but two, will be helping with the health situation in Liberia, because most of the food that is sold, like gari and rice and other things that is sold on the local markets, are sold in the open air. If we can package them, we reduce the rates of germs and other stuff. So yes, it is important for the government of Liberia to work with us, and that is why we are leading a delegation, why there's a stalemate right now down there, to let the two leading political parties know that we in the diaspora, the Liberian Business Association is here, and we want to ensure that the relationship that we're going to be building with the new government that is coming in is one of respect, but one that says, look, give us the opportunity, create the environment for us to come in as investors, to invest, or as Liberians, to come in and invest in our homeland, so that we can help grow the economy. We need more people to be employed. There are too many young people who are not employed. There's too many young people who are not going to school. There's too many young people on the street with potential, but they don't have the goodwill from outside to do more. And so we can rely on government. I'm someone who don't believe that government should do all.
If you
And because the government did all, then there's no room for private sector to
that
do
is correct. But if you will put a time stamp on LIBA taking the lead in getting investors to Liberia, educators to Liberia, lawyers and doctors and nurses to Liberia, to be a part of the LIBA team building in growing the economy of Liberia, what would be your time stamp if you would put it?
Well, we started that already. We've taken 2 delegations to Liberia. The first one we took, we focused on the healthcare environment. That's how we got a couple of doctors now to want to build a hospital in the real light Barclay area. So that's where we're going to be breaking ground. We're looking at taking IT companies to Liberia. One of the things that we want to do is to build a platform in Liberia that the banks, and I'm sure they're looking at it, but for the banks to be able to communicate so that small businesses want to apply for a loan, that can be a platform where they can apply for a loan, and even if they approve, everybody can see what the interest rate is, so those banks can say, I can take this loan, or I can do that. Or if the loan were rejected, why was the loan rejected? What is the turnaround time? Those are things that Liberians in Liberia are complaining about. They don't have access to credit. And even if they did, the interest rate is so high. So we were going to be working with all of these the Bankers Association. We've met with them once, and we're hoping to meet with the Bankers Association again to see how we can help. But again, in Liberia, we only have one bank that is Liberian owned bank. I would say LBDI, which is partly government and partly by shareholders. The rest of the banks are foreign banks. And so we need to encourage the fact that we need Liberian owned banks so that we can do some things. I'm not against direct foreign investment, but I'm just saying that Liberians should be in place to drive our own economy. And if we don't do that, to me, that's national security issue. If we can drive our own economy, if all the foreigners decided to leave Liberia tomorrow, we got crisis. And so we can survive as a strong economy when foreigners driving our economy. We need Liberians to drive our economy, and the government that is coming in should create the environment for us as Liberians in the diaspora to want to come home and invest into our homeland. And that is the message that we take into those two political parties to say, look, when you get here, we want to build this relationship, or we want you to give us to create the enabling environment for us to do well. And so we've complained too much about we come home and the process is just too tedious and there's too much, against us. But I think if we build relationship like we want to do now, and we understand the players who are responsible to make the decisions, and we can go through those people, I think Liba-Usa will do well. And I think that's what we are looking at.
And Jackson, Mr. George, I did attend the second annual dinner of Liba, and I saw how coordinated, how cooperative, and how together your membership is. And I hate to put a hypothetical situation before you, but let me just say it anyways. What if the incoming administration, let me not say refuse, but kind of drag its feet to cooperate or to collaborate with Liba in terms of growing, the Liberian economy, because whatever Liba does in the diaspora affects or has some impact on the economy in Liberia. What if the government or the incoming administration drag its feet to get Liba started or to start working on Liba? What would Liba do?
I think it would be a great mistake for any government to drag its feet when it comes to Liberians in the diaspora wanting to come home and invest in their homeland. But notwithstanding, let's just take your scenario for what it is, that the incoming government say, well, we want to deal with direct foreign investment, or we just can't open our doors to you yet because maybe you're not ready. Well, what we're saying is that, look, we are working in ways that we've never worked before. I think one of the issues that Liberians have is coming together to work together to have that capacity. So let's say, for instance, if there was a contract in Liberia that has to do with you have to put half of the contract, also $500,000, you have to put maybe $250,000 down. If 2-3 companies come together, they do qualify for that. So we can build capacity in so many different ways, but I don't think the government of Liberia by itself can put all the restrictions on us going home. There's so many different ways that we can do business in Liberia without having direct, with all the government of Liberia saying,
do you think that the incoming administration can function, or the economy in Liberia can function without the presence of Liba, or the
I don't think
input
so.
of Liba?
I don't think so. I don't think so. They will be doing disservice to themselves and to the country as a whole, because they need us. We have professionals, we have doctors, dentists, you name it. There's no profession that would not have a Liberian in the United States or in the diaspora that own a business of that nature. And
that I can see.
And so for them to close the doors to such events, opportunity will be I think it will be very bad for the economy, and it will not help at all. So I don't think that is feasible in itself. I think they should open the doors to Liberians in the diaspora, or Liberian-owned businesses, or Liberian professionals in the diaspora to come home and contribute to the growth and development of our homeland. And like I said, I'm not here to blame or to say, I don't believe that government should do everything. I'm not of that belief. And so the healthcare environment, I see an opportunity for businesses to go in there and create the kind of businesses that we need to move our healthcare system. Government will do its part, but we need private sector folks to go in and develop the healthcare system. The school system, I graduated from a Catholic school. It was not a government-owned school. So I believe that we in the diaspora, if 10 persons can come together and open a good school in Liberia, that people can go to and get the kind of education they need to move our country forward, we don't need the government to build those schools. Government will have its own school and government can take care of those schools, but we need the private sector to come in and help where government cannot do it, and to show government that these things can be done. And so if we in the private sector start to build on top of the line hospital, on top of the line clinics, on top of the line school, government will have to upgrade its skills. And that's the problem that we're facing, because government is doing everything. So government, and I would say we are at a complacent environment where we say, well, that's all we have. But if we got a hospital that is on top of the line, that you got people from Ghana and Guinea and Sierra Leone coming to that hospital because it's one of the best hospitals, and nobody is going to the government hospital, you can guarantee that government will have to upgrade its facilities and skills to meet that hospital, because the issue of government needs respect. And if its citizens cannot respect government because government does not have the kind of facilities and other things to promote what they want, then people will have no respect for government. So government will always have to increase its ability to do, like you see in the United States. All of the hospitals are not government hospitals, but as the private hospitals increase and develop, government will have to upgrade to meet that need. And so that's where I think the private sector need to go. And that way I think Liba-Usa or Liba diaspora come in handy for government. If government work with all Liberia will develop, I'll say in 10 years you have a well-developed country.
You know, and I totally agree with you in that respect. But at the same time, let me just mention that I have a couple of friends who live in Liberia right now as we speak. Their family members need what we refer to here as dialysis, treatment. And as of today's date, I am not sure if there is one or two outstanding dialysis center in Liberia.
We don't have any.
Well, there you go. Our people need that. And Liba, I know from what I can see, I've been doing a lot of research on Liba, and I know that Liba members have the capacity, the potential of establishing institutions of that nature in Liberia that can treat simple things like dialysis. People need that in Liberia. Liba can't do that.
Oh, we've been working on a project to take dialysis to Liberia. The issue of dialysis is that it is a delicate kind of a process. You need water filtration or water processing that has to be at a certain level. You need people trained, you need a facility, and those things can be done. I think the issue of you have a country where maybe I'll say now about 70% unemployed.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people who are employed, government is the largest employer. Who pays for dialysis? So it's not a matter of putting a facility in Liberia. I think that's the easiest part. My thing is, how do we subsidize most of the people in Liberia who would need dialysis services because they can't afford it. They can't afford it. So we are looking at ways of getting a company that is more of a non-profit to put that in place and can raise money to subsidize the people who are going for dialysis treatment. So if it was in an advanced country, it'd be easier because people can afford it, or you have a healthcare system that can pay for that services. We are also looking into how we can create an insurance company in the diaspora that if that dialysis facility is in Liberia and you pay your insurance here, it will help to cover your costs in Liberia. So we are looking at so many different ways, but the dialysis issue is taking a longer time because we need to subsidize that. And there's nothing within the budget in Liberia to subsidize this kind of thing, healthcare. So again, that's where we in the diaspora come in to say, look, I think one of the things that we're going to be pushing in the new government that's coming, we say, look, we want you to put us on LU board. We want a member to be on LU board. We want a member to be on a JFK board. We want a member on some strategic boards. And the reason is simple. If you had a Liberian from the Liberian Business Association on JFK board.
We're talking to the Honorable Jackson K. George. He's the Executive Director of the Liberian Business Association here in the diaspora. My name is Kelvin Johnson. We will take a quick break. When we come back, we will be talking a little more about Liba and its component in impact in Liberia. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Thank you.